Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan and thanks for joining us for our Monday update, recorded on July the 15th, the halfway mark of July, and basically we're in the depths of winter right now. So some regions not as bad as they could be for this time of the year because look at the airflow, that is Fiji, and this is coming all the way down and straight into, at this stage when we recorded this, Auckland, Coromandel Peninsula, Waikato, Taranaki and Bay of Plenty, all getting a taste of that more tropical or subtropical airflow. At the other end of the country, you've still got that northeasterly, but it's a colder one. It's coming from further around, in fact, even out of the Southern Ocean and coming around. So while it looks like we're all getting the same northeasterly, there are different air masses involved. And so this one's a more subtropical one, and this one's a colder subantarctic one, even though they're both northeasterlies, and that's why the lower part of New Zealand is still again colder. The other feature, the main one really this week, this low or low pressure zones out in the Tasman Sea. So the word of the week this week is messy, because as you'll see in the maps ahead, that big low is going to be rather complicated. It doesn't really have a nice clear stormy centre to it where you can say that storm is tracking to that area. Instead, you've got a stormy part of it here for now, but then that's likely to change in the next couple of days and a new centre is going to form. So we look at this in a bigger picture kind of way. All of this is low pressure, which means instability is in the mix. This is the first of the rain bands. This is the one coming down today, Monday, and so by tomorrow lunchtime, Tuesday, it's finally moving out to sea. But notice how detached that rain band is compared to the actual low itself, which means there's another one here coming towards us and more sort of showery weather going around that low pressure zone. Temperatures into Tuesday, quite mild. Look at that in the north here, 18, 16, 17s. You really feel that warmer airflow coming down from the north. Other end of the country, spot the cooler airflow coming through. Let's go through to Wednesday. So that airflow in the South Island kind of stops. You don't really have that big northeasterly coming through anymore. The Chatham Islands still do, but the winds here, they're still northeasterly, but very localized breezes blowing through. Here comes the next band of rain down from the northwest. Again, won't be very big. It'll be smaller, we think, than the one that's coming through today, Monday, which is well out to sea by Wednesday. And you see the center of the low changing again, producing another surge of severe gales for that part of Australia, wintry weather in Hobart, Tasmania. But for us, milder than usual around the country on Wednesday, and it stays that way on Thursday as the next surge of showers come through. 1, 2, 3 areas of low pressure out over there, and in fact, and even another one here. So this is a messy system, hard to kind of be very clear and definitive about when and where the rain will be, but just know that as the week goes on, large dry areas. This is not rain every day. Even if you see that rain icon showing up quite a lot, you're going to be noticing some large dry areas as well. This low is large and lazy rather than aggressive. So that's one positive. But here on Friday, things start to change a wee bit. The low pressure zone is still in the Tasman. That's still a main feature. We've got these warm, for this time of year, northwesterlies across the country. But this low up here in the subtropics, well worth keeping an eye on. An airflow straight out of Fiji for it on one side and a southerly flow coming through on the other. That's how you spin a spin top, right? So that low is going to deepen, and you'll notice it here on Saturday. Looks kind of alarming. A little bit like that storm we had a couple of weeks ago that hit Gisborne and brought flooding and damage, and it came out of the blue. Very quickly formed overnight is my point. This could do the same as well, but again, the placement of it, that's the big question mark. You've got that messy area of low pressure out in the Tasman. This is part of that. And so it might form further to the north or further to the south, further out to the east. Quite a few question marks still around that system. But as we go into this weekend, there is a low forming somewhere around the north here and to the northeast that is worth keeping an eye on, but still got low pressure in the Tasman. So this is messy. These maps might change, but that is the current thinking for now. We've got a warmer than average week on the way for many parts of New Zealand, especially into the North Island. And most of the wet weather looks to be around the North Island. But again, here at the weekend, you might be seeing a wet easterly coming through. Not yet locked in, which means we'll be back again tomorrow with our next update. We'll see you again on Tuesday.